So good morning, everyone. Okay, so we have completed 7 features, right? Out of 7 features, we have seen 6 of them, and seventh one notes left, right? Notes I will give you today. So yes, those who are new to this class, anyone in here? Yeah, you guys are new. Okay, fine. So have you gone through this topics? You have video recordings, right? Have you gone through this? Okay, fine. Do you want one more time this topics? Fine, it is. Okay. So last one we were seeing that is robust, right? Why Python is a robust language? Because of exception handling. Okay. What is exception? Runtime error, right? And what is exception handling? Technical error message into user friendly error message, right? And we have seen how it converts, right? Means whenever a particular programmer is writing a code, there should be one concept called exception handling to convert the technical error, because technical error is something which only programmer can understand, right? No user can, or no layman can understand the technical terms. So to convert that particular technical error message into user friendly, what we need? Exception handling. Okay. So basically exception is what? First of all, what is exception? Okay, exception. So I will write start with exception. What is exception? Yeah, it is an runtime error. Any error that occurs during runtime is called what? Exception. Okay, and typically gives technical error or technical error message. Okay, so what is exception? Exception is nothing but it is an runtime error and typically gives technical error message. Okay, so every error is nothing but an exception. Okay, Python has lots of exception. When it comes to exception handling, I will let you know lots of exception or error. Okay, so Python is kind of a robust language because of exception handling, and exception is nothing but the runtime error. Now what is exception handling? Okay, it is kind of a process. It is a process. It's a process of hmm, converting these technical error message into what? Into user friendly error message. Okay, and yeah, and with the help of this exception handling, we can make our project is nothing but the real time project, whatever the software we are creating, as the robust project or the robust application, right? So let me give you one simple example for this real time example. Let's suppose you are creating an application that feed the form and store inside the database, right? So first of all, in the form, what you have to do, you have to enter all the details, right? Let's suppose like your name, your age, gender, then your qualification. Likewise, you have multiple columns, sorry, multiple parameters to fill, right? those parameters, behind those parameters also we have the concept called exception handling, right? Because see, first of all, okay, let me give you one simple example so that you will understand. Let's suppose here I am writing, I'm taking one input. Let's take name. Name is equals to, I'm taking input. Now what is input, I will explain you later on. Okay, I'm taking input and the programmer asks about enter your name. Okay, enter your name. So in one of the column, one of the parameter, you have the question, that is enter your name, right? Now it will ask, what it is asking, enter your name. Instead of name, what if you write this? Here it is possible. Here it is possible because we can write the particular thing, or we can write anything inside the double quote, because string can take any type of data. Okay. But similarly, in place of this, I will take int of, and I will just take this as mobile number. Mobile number. Okay, and I am taking integer value because integer means what, the numbers, right? So I will write enter your number. Now you check it. If I am entering anything like this, is it a mobile number or is it an integer number? What it is showing, value error. Okay, it is showing what, value error. But as a programmer we know that it is a value error and it belongs to invalid literal for integer. This is the error message. But as a user we don't know anything about what is value error here, right? As a user we don't know anything about what is this value error here. So for that, what we need to do, we need to convert this technical error message into user friendly. Okay, and this type of error we cannot show in particular interface, right? Because as a user we don't know any technical message, any technical terms. To convert this only into the user friendly message, we are using exception handling. Okay, so these many example I can give you, n number of example I can give you. Okay, so more if you want. Okay, let's leave it here. So what is exception handling? It's a process of, yes, it's a process of converting these technical error message into user friendly error message. Okay, and that makes the Python what language? Python and robust language. Okay, robust language. Fine. And also, if I talk about exceptions, if I talk about errors, we have multiple types of errors. Okay, what are these errors? Like we have three types of major errors, major exceptions we have. One is logical error, runtime error, and third one is compile time error. Okay, one is what? Logical, runtime, and compile time. Compile time occurs at the time of compilation. If any syntax error is there, then we can call it as compile time error. Okay, then we can call it as compile time, because while compiling it only we are getting the error. Runtime, while running the program, if we are getting any error, that is known as runtime error. Here, this is known as what error? Runtime error. While running this program we are getting this, yes or no? While giving the, see, execution done here, right? Once I click enter here, it is being shown the, it is asking for the input, right? So program is running, right? So running, and after this, after giving the input, we are getting the error. So it is known as runtime error. Logical error, when we give any kind of illogical thing or wrong logics, then it will give logical error. Got it? So I will show you one by one when it comes to exception handling concept. I will show you all these three major errors. Okay. One is what? Logical error, runtime error, compile time error. Okay. So I should write here. In real world, in in real world, or I will write in real world project. Okay. We have we have or we encounter various errors. Okay. Like one is, tell me. I will write first runtime error. Runtime error. Okay. Next, I will write. Just give me a moment. Yeah. Next is what? Compile time error. Compile time error. And third one, I would say that is logical error. Okay. How many errors? Three errors. These are major errors. Okay. Internally, we have lots of multiple types of errors. Syntax error, value error, name error. Likewise, we have lots of error, right? One by one, I will explain you. Yesterday only we have seen, last class, we have seen arithmetic error. Okay. While calculation, whenever we get any kind of error, that is nothing but arithmetic error. Okay. We also have logical error. We also have compile time error, that is syntax error. Okay. So we have n number of error. When it comes to exception handling, I will explain you what are the errors we have. Okay. Fine. So here I will write during what? During running the program. Okay. Here when? During compilation of program. Here it is, which happens, I can say, which happens during, or I can say which happens because of logics, wrong logics, I can say, incorrect logics. Okay. Fine. Simple. These are the errors. Okay, these are the errors, and this is known as exception handling. Examples, I can say, examples. Um, First, I will say entering or inserting. Okay, entering wrong pin. What type of error it is? Runtime error. While execution, while inserting the card. Okay, once we insert the card, it will ask for pin. So while running our process, then only we are getting that, right? So that is known as runtime error. Okay. More we can say entering wrong, invalid name. Okay. Let's suppose you are asking for the name and you are entering 12345 hash colon whatever it is. So at that time it should show invalid name. Okay. Third, you can say uh, invalid mobile number. Okay. So a number of, you can say, more you have. Okay. mm, well, right, for instance, consider one python program for dividing for dividing two numbers. Okay, two numbers where number one is any positive number and number two, that is also we can call it as denominator. Number two is what? As 0. Okay, as 0. Can we divide? Yes or no? Can we divide it or not? Here we get error because we cannot divide any number, any positive non-zero number with 0. Okay, same thing if I write here, let's suppose a is equals to 20 I am writing, or I will go for this. I'm just giving you example here, okay, so that you will get an idea how it runs. Okay, let's take the same. Yeah, let's suppose I have a is equals to 10 and b is equals to I am taking 0. Okay, then I will take a divided by b. Okay, let's print it. What we are getting? 0 division error. So I will just paste it here. Okay, this is one of the example you can say, and here the output you will get is what? 0 division error. To overcome this, we have to use what? We have to use concept called, yes, concept called exception handling. Okay, exception handling. How we use this? Simply what we have to do, paste it here. I will write try block. Okay, no need to think about what this try block is. I will explain you in detail. Okay, then I will write except of, yes, what should I write? 0 division error. So I will copy from here. 0 division error, and here I will give what? User friendly message. Okay, what this is? Please use um, denominator as non-zero value. Okay, this is what the perfect message for a layman or a user. Okay, fine, and this I can say this is known as user friendly message. User friendly message. If I execute this, we are getting this. Okay, will you get it? So this is all about exception handling, and this is all about robustness. What is robustness? It provides the concept called exception handling, the process of converting technical error message into user friendly error message. That is nothing but exception handling. Okay, fine. Let's go for next one is what? Next one is object oriented, something which is really important here. But for now, I'm not going to explain you what is object oriented programming, because if I start here, you will definitely get confused on what is object oriented, what is class, what is object, and what are the methods. Okay, because we have vast topic. It is what is object oriented programming, what does object mean, what does class mean. Okay, so I'm not going to start it here. When it comes to object oriented, after 1.5 month or 2 month, you can say, we will start object oriented. Okay, there you will see what is object, what is class, what is methods. Okay, inside object oriented we have lots of concepts like encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, okay, message binding. Then you can say inheritance, right? Class, object, what is class, what is object. Mostly people says class. Okay, leave it. If I explain you now, you will definitely get confused, so I'm leaving it here. Okay, next topic I will write, that is extensible. Okay, let me give you simple example. What is extensible here? Okay, what is extensible here? I have already given you one example, that YouTube. YouTube, one example I have given, that YouTube is one of the platform which is using 50% of C programming, right? 50% of C programming. Why? For its faster execution. Okay, because C programming is bit faster than Python. Why? And that doesn't mean that Python is having something disadvantage here. Python has its own role, C programming has its own role. Every programming has its own role, right? So as C programming is bit faster because of the concept called pointer. C programming has the concept called pointer. Now what is pointer? It stores the address. Okay, it stores the address of the variable. So why it is faster? Leave it. Why it is faster? Okay, why? Because if I explain you C programming here, again you will throw something to me. Okay, better to stay with Python here. So what makes YouTube faster? C programming. Why it is so faster? Once you click on the YouTube's, immediately it is means proceeding or showing the video, right? Why? Because of 50% of use of C programming. C programming is far better in execution than other programming language because of the concept called pointer. Now what is pointer? What is this? Once you complete learning Python, you go and search what is pointer. Okay, because if I tell you what is pointer now, or if you go to search what is pointer, you will definitely confuse. So better to leave it here. What is pointer? What is C programming? We will stay with the Python. And 40% of YouTube is using what? Python. Because Python has lots of features, n number of features it has. Okay, and obviously Python has something which makes Python easy. The three technical factors. One is what? First is what? Rich set of API. Do you need again and again writing a code? Only one time you write as a module, and use how many times? Several times. Calendar module, how many times it has been created? One time. How many times we are using? Multiple times. Code reusability as well as code reduction, it is here. Okay, with less code we can go for n number of tasks. Okay, but with other programming languages it is not possible. Even though Java is also robust language, Java is also having this exception handling, but some point of thing in Java, if you see something is in Java which is not better than Python. If you see, Java has a collection framework which Python doesn't, but still Python is more robust than Java, and n number of features in Python that makes Python different from other languages. Okay, that's why they have used instead of Java. Java also has been used in YouTube. Java mostly used for this ERP application, web applications, or different types of desktop application, GUI application, mostly for interface creation, for database connectivity. Java is kind of a robust there. But when it comes to Python belongs to mostly data science and web development. Anyway, Python can be used in several fields. I have already shown you. But mostly, why Python is there? Because of this data science and web development. Okay. Before Python, when Python was getting into the market, before that, the Java was there, and Java was booming at that time. But nowadays, it is Python. Okay, without writing n number of codes, we can easily go and use the modules. So which one is better? Obviously, Python is better, right? So what is extensible here? Python can extend its coding or its features to other languages as well. Example, just the YouTube is the example, right? YouTube is using 50% of C programming as well as 40% of Python. That means with the help of C programming and Python programming, the combination of that, it is making more robust, it is making more faster. It is making faster in execution. It is making Python as the YouTube as more robust language, robust application, you can say, right? That is what the meaning of extensible. That means Python can extend its features to other languages. Okay, Python can extend its features to other languages so that more timing will reduce of execution and code efficiency will increase, as well as performance will also increase. Okay, it is simple. If you know Telugu, that is an advantage when you belongs to Andhra or Telangana, right? But if you don't know Telugu, that is one of the disadvantage. But if you know English as well, that is also plus point for you guys, right? Yes or no? Here also, if any application is having C programming, which is faster in execution, also having Python, which is robust language, which is one of the uh, we can say one of the strong language, then it will make the application more efficient, more robust, right? So that is the meaning. That is the meaning of extensible. That means it extends its features, extend its codes, right? So I would write it offers its programming facility pro- or features, I can say features, to other programming languages. Okay, that making Python one of the extensible programming language. Okay, that is the meaning of extensible. Next one is embedded. Okay, I've told you 5 or 6, up to 7, it is really must to know about what are the features. Now after this, object oriented, obviously we will see later on. Extensible, something which makes a Python as an extensible language, that is it also can or extend the features of Python to other languages. Okay, embedded. What is the meaning of embedded? What is the general meaning of embedded here? Tell me. Someone is saying something. Yeah. Huh. What is the meaning, general meaning of embedded? Combination, right? Merging. Yes. Yes or no? Okay, so Python is one of the embedded language because now the term is it also can call other programming language to itself. That means we are writing Python code and suddenly we need some other programming language in our program, in Python program. So it also has the feature called embedded. That means it can call other programming language to itself. Are you getting it? Okay, that also makes Python kind of a embedded language and extensible. So embedded and extensible is kind of a vice versa. It is giving its features to other programming language, and second one is calling other programming language code to itself. That is the meaning of extensible and embedded. Yes or no? Are you getting it or not? Yes. There. Why you are sitting so far? You could sit here as well. Okay, fine. So this is known as embedded. That is nothing but Python can speed up things by calling code of or code from other languages. You can say that for instance python python can call c or can call code written in c programming for faster execution. Okay, that means Python can call code written in C programming for faster execution, because C programming is bit faster, right? So Python can call C programming as well. So how many features we have seen till now? 10 features. What are they? Simple and easy. Next one is freeware and open source. Next, platform independent. Next is dynamically typed. Next, yes. Next, high level. Next, robust. Next, embedded. Okay, fine. Now tell me, you guys, what is the meaning of low level programming language? What does that mean? Binary language. Sometimes it is also octal, sometimes it is hexadecimal. Okay, octal when it comes to compilation, hexadecimal also when it comes to compilation, right? Converting of any document or any kind of text format into machine understandable language, right? That is the meaning of uh, hexadecimal or octal. Okay, fine. Syntax or interpretation, compilation, we can say at the time of that octal and hexadecimal mostly used. Fine. Last one, and we will wind up here for this features. Now, this it also supports third party APIs. Now, what is third party APIs? For example, I will give for first example, then I will write. For example, pandas, pandas, numpy. Okay. Next, you can say matplotlib, cbon. Okay, scipy. Next, you can say sklearn, that is also known as scikit-learn. These are the n number of third-party APIs, and Python supports all these libraries. Okay, Python supports all this library. Why I'm saying supports third-party API? That API means collection collection of modules, application programming interface. What is module? That's why I'm saying here it supports third party API. Okay, and APIs are pandas, numpy, matplotlib, seaborn, scipy, sklearn. We have n number of libraries, right? If I start writing, we may complete our 1 hour here only. Okay, so better to leave it here. So what are the third party API? That means which is not belongs to, or which hasn't created with, or I can say, uh, who is the who is maintaining Python now? PSF, Python Software Foundation. They have created calendar module. Yes, they have created a random module. They have created date time module. Yes or no? Right? But they have not created this pandas, numpy, matplotlib, seaborn. Who has created? Some third party software or third party company. Okay, so what is pandas, what is numpy? We have separate topics, we have separate in our syllabus, or we can say curriculum. We have pandas, numpy and matplotlib. For your instance, I will tell you, pandas is nothing but it makes our data in the form of data frames. Now what is data frame? It comes with rows and columns. Okay, everyone knows 2D 3D array. Yes or no? It makes matrix, everyone know matrix, right? Matrix means what? It is also having columns and rows. 2x2, that means 2x2 means what? Two rows, two columns, right? Here also pandas makes the data in the form of what? Rows and columns, but in proper way. I will tell you how it looks. Okay, I will tell you how it looks. Second is numpy. And in machine learning, or in any data science field, this panda and numpy is most important API, or we can say library we have. Without pandas and numpy, we cannot write any code, or we cannot use any machine learning algorithm. Okay, because it is the only, these two are having the features inside it that makes our data in the form of rows and columns. And every nowadays data means rows and column, data means sequential data, data means structured data. Okay, unstructured data, before the database we had unstructured data, that is known as files. Okay, files make unstructured data. Okay, but after this database, after the database came, the database comes with the structured format. That means whatever the raw data we have, it makes the data in the form of structured format, or it stores the data in the form of structured format. Okay, so this is numpy. Numpy is nothing but it used for, it is not a numerical Python. The full form of this is numerical Python, but it is used for creating our data, raw data, into arrays, multi-dimensional arrays. Okay, so two things. Matplotlib Seaborn is something you visualizations. Okay, Matplotlib is kind of a normal visualization, and Seaborn is kind of a advanced visualization. Okay, when it comes to data science, these are most important libraries. SciPy, scikit-learn. Inside this only we have a number of machine learning algorithms. Okay, fine. So I will start with uh, these APIs, or to I will write, okay, these APIs boost the efficiency of traditional Python projects. So whenever we are creating any projects, these are the most important APIs when it comes to machine learning or data science field. Okay, Mostly we don't use these many things in our full stack Python, right? That is based on web application or web development, right? So mostly we don't use this pandas and numpy, but in some cases, if you have the unstructured data, then you can go for this pandas and numpy to make our unstructured or raw data into a structured data. That is also one of the concept you can use behind this. Okay, fine. So this is one thing. Then we rely on the third party APIs, third party, or we can say tools. Okay, like I have already told you this, like pandas, numpy. So I will just copy this. Yes. Okay, fine. Yes. Camera. Okay. Yeah. Got it. So this is about third party API. Okay. Shall we move to next topic? So we have seen this many features. Out of 11 features, we left with object oriented. Okay. So later on, I will explain you what is object oriented. Now, the most important topic I'm going to explain you, that is data representation. Okay. Data representation. Now we are starting our actual subject. Okay. Till now we have seen that is the concept behind the, or we can say features behind the Python. Now we are going to start the actual data subject. So data representation, or I will write, in data representation we have three concepts. Okay, one, I will start with variables or identifier. Variables or identifiers. Okay, what is a variable? Or let me start with, because first you should know about this. Okay, first is literals, or we can say values. Second, we will start with variables or identifiers. And third, which is most important, data types. Okay, we will start with these three things. First is literals, or we can say values. Okay, so what is literal or what is values? First, we will see some examples. So let's start this. Now, what is literal here? Okay, let's suppose here I am writing name is equals to here I am writing, let's suppose Raju. Okay, fine. What type of data it is? If you generally what we say, this string, or we can say characters, collection of characters it is. And this, the value, whatever the value, it could be a is equals to 10, b is equals to 1.7, okay, c is equals to, let's suppose, true. What type of it is? Boolean. Okay, let's suppose d is equals to 2 plus bj, it is complex. Let's suppose I am writing s is equals to inside this I will write something like this. Okay, what type of data? List it is. Okay, list. Now if I write, you check type of first I will go for name. Okay, type of name you check what it is. Str, that means string it is. And literals, whenever I say literals or values, that means whatever we are writing right hand side, whatever we are writing right hand side after the assignment operator, this equals to, whenever I say assignment operator, that is nothing but this equals to, which is used for assigning the values. So whatever we are writing right hand side, that is going to be assigned inside what? Left hand side variable. Okay, left hand side variable. So what is variable? Leave it for now. What is literal here? You have to understand, literal is nothing but the values. Okay, literal is nothing but the values, and this is the program term, you can say. Okay, programmatically we can say this particular value is nothing but the literal. Okay, this 10 is also a literal. Behind this, I will tell you behind this what it is. 1.7 is literal, true, literal. All these are what? Literal. But this Raju is what type of literal? String literal. This 10 is what type of literal? Integer literal. 1.7 float literal. Okay, true, boolean literal. Next is complex, list. So n number of literals we can take. How the number of data types we have, that number of literals we can use. Okay, so if I check for S, let's go and check type of S to check what it is. List. So S is what type of literal it is storing? List type of literal it is storing. Okay, list type of literal. Fine. So literals are nothing but it is a values. Whatever the values we are writing, that is nothing but an literal. Okay. So I would say literals in uh, literals are the values are the values stored inside the variables. Okay, literals are what? It is the values stored inside the variables, right? Variables, and these variables are also, we can call it as identifiers. Identifiers. Okay, so literals are values stored inside the variable, or we can say identifiers. So I can also write the value which we are assigning to, or assigning to right hand side is nothing but literals. Okay, assigning to right hand side, yeah, is literals. For example, I will go for name is equals to, let's suppose Raj. Age is equals to 20. Gender, or I will say instead of this, height is equals to, let's suppose 5.8. Okay, 5.8. More you can take example, maths equation is equals to 20 plus 3j. Okay, whatever you can take. Next I will say something like um, vote or eligible is equals to, I will write true, or we can also call it as false. Okay, so these are, I will say, the values we are writing uh, in right hand side are literals, and behind all these literals we have particular data types for them. Okay, data types for them. So for example, this, what type of data it is? String. So I can say Raj is string literal. Okay. Similarly, this is what literal? Integer literal. Next, I will say this is what? This is a, write it here, float literal. Similarly, this is what? Complex literal. And this is Boolean literal. Boolean literals. Got it? So total we have 14 types of data types. So how many literals we can take? 14 types of literal we can write. Okay, I will explain you what are those all 14 types of literals, data types. Okay, once we complete this literals and values and this variables, we will jump to data types. Okay, now what is variable here? Hmm. It stores the value, right? It stores the value. First of all, if you check here, variable, we have the uh, if you check here, var, where, right? Vary, it is similar to vary. Vary means differ, right? It may, will it be constant? Vary means it may differ, right? Yes or no? So if I say a is equals to 10, at second step I may also take a is equals to 20. In third step I can also take a is equals to 30, 40, 50. Is it constant? No, we can change it. It may vary, right? So variables are kind of a identifiers which may varies according to the requirements. Now I am taking name is equals to Raj. Next time I will take name is equals to Kiran. So it may vary based on the situation, based on the condition, it may vary. So that is why it is known as variables. That means at some point of or as per the requirement, the values may vary. Okay, so whatever the variable is going to store, that is not constant. We can change the value. Okay, we can change the value. Identifiers are nothing but which identifies, for example, your id card. Okay, your id card is having your name, age, whatever the details you have given, everything it is storing, right? And based on that only it is identifying. Yes or no? Based on that only it is identifying that you are the actual person. Here also, whatever the data it is going to store, who is going to store the data? Variables. So whatever the data it is going to store, behind that one data type is there. Behind that one type is there. What type of data? Let's suppose a is equals to 20. What type of data? So it is identifying that particular data belongs to integer type. That's why that, okay, whenever I'm writing like this, let's suppose a is equals to 10, I'm writing. Okay, when I write a type of a, I always have to write type of a, or I always have to write type of that particular variable. Then only we will get the data type. Yes or no? Right? So here A is storing 10 value. A is storing 10 value, but A is one of the variable. It is not the actual value, right? Yes or no? It is not the actual value, but with the help of this only, we are getting the type of that particular data. That means A is being used for identifying that particular data. Yes, A is used for storing as well as it is being used for identifying that particular data belongs to integer format. So if I click now, you see class of int it is saying. That means A is storing int type of data. Getting my point? That's why it is known as variables and identifiers. Variables and identifiers. Okay. So tomorrow I will give you this what is a variables and identifiers, and tomorrow I will explain you how many types of data types we have. Okay. So those who are new to this, please go and enroll yourself as well as you guys also as soon as possible. If you want, go and enroll yourself as well as online students, you guys also. And online, those who are new here as well, you can follow the recordings. You will get the recordings, each and every day's recordings you will get. And next class is more important now, next few class, so don't miss any class. Enroll yourself as soon as possible so that we go smoother. Okay, do you have any questions now regarding the topic or regarding the subject? Yes, Anil? No? This side? You guys? No? Okay, fine. So tomorrow we will see what is variables and what is identifier. Okay, shall we stop it here? Okay, thank you so much, guys. Okay, and one more thing, this there is a announcement. One more announcement is there, that offline student, please while enrolling pay cash only. Okay, offline. For online also, whoever so interested, please pay your fee as soon as possible. And in please share short insight about it. Is there any difference between Django and Flask? Vijay Raj, yeah. So Vijay, Flask and Django is there are some differences. Okay, Flask and Django. If I talk about Django, Django is having lots of features. When compared to Flask, Flask is mostly used in data science. I cannot say data science, but as compared to Django, Flask is having less features. That's why it is kind of, you can say, Python and Java. Okay, Python and Java. Now nowadays, which one is booming? Nowadays, which one is in use mostly? Python, right? Because it has n number of features. Similarly, you can say Java, Flask and Django. Both are used in Python only. Both are the framework of Python only, but mostly we use Django here because it gives more features than the Flask. Okay, fine. Do you have any question? Okay, for API development, Django is sufficient. Yeah, anything you can choose. If you have Flask knowledge also, you can become a full stack developer there as well. But nowadays, Django is in most in use. Okay, do you have any question? Shall we stop it here? Okay, so that's what offline, online student as well. Pay your fees if possible. Come down here and pay offline by cash, or else you can also choose online. Right? Thank you so much, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.